Hello friends, we're on the Quotex trading platform. Today we're trading here. Support and resistance levels, expiration is 5 minutes, bet amount is $15. So we're earning little by little, taking it slow. We have a fixed bet amount. I don't use any Martingale strategies. The first trade will be on the Australian dollar, a trade for a decrease. We have a local maximum here. A good resistance zone is being considered. You can see that the price has reversed several times near this zone, and I hope that now the price will also go down. As for the Australian yen, I immediately exclude it from the list because the profitability here is 20%, which is just not serious. I don't see any point in trading such an asset. So I'll just change the chart time frame a bit to see what's currently happening and where, because there's not enough information. Yes, the price is moving upward impulsively. For me personally, that's probably a bad thing because there will be very few trading signals available, but I decided to trade at such a time anyway. On the Euro-Canadian pair, I'll open a position for a decline, hoping the trade will go through successfully. We have a zone, but a sharp price impulse could definitely continue, in which case the trade will close at a loss. What am I looking at? We have price reversals, there are wicks on the candles, and you can see that the candles are reversing in the same zone, and that's exactly why I decided to open the trade. We're on a 15-minute chart, in case anyone missed that again. As for the British pound dollar, I'll probably open a trade for a decline there as well, also at my own risk. There is a chance that this trade will close at a loss, but I'll take the risk and put in $15 to see the outcome of this trade. But of course I probably wouldn't recommend opening trades in such situations, especially if your balance doesn't really allow you to quickly recover losses. So let's see what's happening with other assets. For now, I haven't found anything interesting on the current ones. 3 trades, but that's a bit too few. I think it's possible to squeeze more out of this market. For example, the British pound against the Australian dollar will open a position for a decrease. The price is in the resistance zone. The zone is also clearly visible. There's a chance the price will go down. By the way, for the dollar, I would open a position for an increase. Support zone. So, we have 5 trades so far. Let's see what else is available. I'm still counting on a good result. The US dollar Swiss franc will also open for an increase, but the only thing is, it's a bit late. If I had looked at this chart earlier, I would have opened lower, and the entry point, of course, would have been better. But we opened where we opened, so we'll see how it turns out. 6 trades now, but at least that's something. Let's see what's going on. So, the Euro-Canadian dollar is currently in profit, not bad. The Australian dollar is hovering around the entry point, still unclear here. The British pound Australian dollar is falling. The US dollar Canadian dollar we opened for an increase, but so far the trade is in the negative. The US dollar Swiss franc trade is also currently in the negative. And the British pound US dollar is still in profit for now, but again, the price hasn't moved that far, even though quite a bit of time has passed, literally half the trade duration. But we need to wait, we need to see how all of this will close. But for now, overall, everything looks pretty good. But the US dollar Swiss franc really does keep falling, and now it will probably drag the US dollar Canadian dollar down with it. It seems like there will be movement here too, a downward movement. We'll wait a bit here, and if nothing changes, we'll open an additional trade. Yeah, actually I think we can already open it now. I feel like the price won't drop much lower, but it did drop. But that's normal. You can never be 100% sure about your forecasts. So something went wrong. The price started to reverse, EUR CAD jumped up, even though before that the price was in profit. Maybe it's a false move. Hopefully this false move doesn't close our trade at a loss. 15 seconds left on the AUD-USD. The trade will close in profit if nothing changes. The USD-CHF pair keeps falling. Yeah, and now the situation isn't as rosy as it was before. Let's see, the first trade is in profit. EUR CAD is also still in profit for now. GBP AUD has gone up for us. GBP USD has also gone up for now. Well, yeah, it's not as good as it was before. But there's still time. We'll keep watching. USD CHF is starting to rise, and USD CAD as well. Profit is turning into a loss. Basically, it won't be clear until the end how these trades will close. 15 seconds left on Euro CAD. Well, for now, everything is heading toward a profitable trade, but that doesn't mean it will stay that way. So the decline has continued. Yeah, now it's more likely. 3 seconds. Great, the trade is closing. The British pound and the Australian dollar are still in the red for now. Well, it looks like we should end up in profit for this trading session. At least everything is pointing to most of the trades, if not all, closing in profit. Of course, I'd like to close everything, but who cares about what I want? The British pound to dollar ended up falling. 5 seconds, the trade should close in profit. A sharp price increase, but yes, the trade still closes. But the price movement is definitely strange. It's not the most stable market, not the most predictable. Maybe, of course, here, not everything will close out very well. Yes, there are a lot of situations where the price doesn't go anywhere and trades keep jumping from profit to loss. And for me, that's really bad. I still prefer more concrete forecasts. Most of the time it works out, but sometimes the market behaves unpredictably. Yes, and by the way, the British pound to Australian dollar kept rising for us. This trade will definitely close at a loss for me. The main thing is that the rest of the trades close in profit. Alright, let's watch till the end. 1 second, yes, as far as I remember the first trade closes at a loss. Well, where there's a first, there's a second. Apparently the dollar keeps falling. 7 seconds. The price stayed near the entry point for the whole trade, and then in the last seconds it dropped sharply into the negative, yes, and in the end the second trade is also in the red here. 13 seconds on the dollar Swiss franc, the upper trade, maximum risk. A drop happened. So what's the result? Still a profit? Still a profit. Excellent. 1 minute and 20 seconds left. Well, basically we ended up in profit, but again it's still unclear how big that profit actually is. Of course, I'd like to close the last trade in profit as well. Judging by the continued price drop, the upper trade just happened to close in profit by chance. In this case, it was just luck. I'll speed up the video for you and I'll be back in just a minute to sum up this trading session. So, our last trade also closed in profit. In the end, my worries turned out to be unnecessary. I think 3 trades closed at a loss, and probably about 5 or 6 closed in profit. In the end, I made a profit today. The balance has increased a little, but even so, that's not bad at all. The market is quite unpredictable. For now, I won't continue trading. I think it's worth taking a little break. So if you're interested in the methods I use for trading, I trade based on support and resistance levels. All the links are in the description of this video. Be sure to check them out. Educational materials are available. Everything is free and open to all. Everything is organized by me personally. Thank you all for watching this video. Wishing you successful trading. Goodbye everyone.